This is Liberty Lines, Requiem for a Republic, Part 2, on Pat Answers Archives. I'm Pat Cantor. What will happen next? Well, here's a brief list. Expect the borders to open up, increased immigration. Expect agencies like INS and CPB and Homeland Security to be muzzled or possibly deleted. Law enforcement will see continued defunding. There will be an attempt at the elimination of the Electoral College. History, as we know it, will be erased. Our children will no longer study the American Revolution, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korea, or Vietnam. These will be replaced with classes on white privilege, or how American racism stole lands from Native Indians, and the need for racial equality because America is a terrible nation. There will be an attempt to pack the Supreme Court with liberal judges. Your Second Amendment will be attacked, and there may be gun confiscation or gun buyback programs enacted, and you'll find it difficult to own a weapon and ammunition of any kind. If you have a manufacturing job or oil industry job, get ready to be unemployed. If you own and run a business, brace for the impact of higher taxes, more government regulations, and a raise in the minimum wage. Maybe you'll be on the hook for slavery reparations or have your suburbs turned into Section 8 housing. Your taxes are going to increase dramatically, and businesses will pay more. We will be paying more for gasoline at the pump, and we'll soon find ourselves once again dependent on foreign oil. President Trump made us energy independent. For the first time in our history, the USA became an oil exporting nation. Biden's illogical and corrupt dismantling of the Keystone Pipeline not only displaced 42,000 high-paying union jobs, but now Canada will sell the oil in Alberta, British Columbia to China while we search for new supplies at higher prices. Well done, Joe. We will return to Liberty Lines after these important words. Visiting Branson, Missouri? Hungry for some authentic Southern barbecue? Big D's strives hard to be the best Branson barbecue and was recently awarded first place in the Best of Branson Viewers' Choice Award for Best Barbecue in Branson. With their friendly service and low and slow cooking methods, Big D's Barbecue prides itself on serving up delicious smoked meats using their own proprietary blend of dry rub spices for full flavor. They smoke their meats low and slow for maximum flavor and tender, juicy goodness. The brisket is melt in your mouth awesome. Try one of their signature platters and combine it with Big D's signature pit beans, smoked corn, or coleslaw. Each recipe has been developed over the years and is an original you'll find only at Big D's Barbecue. Located at 1550 State Highway 248 on the Red Route between O'Reilly Auto Parts and Simmons Bank. Their phone number is 417-337-5100. Tell them Pat Answers Archives sent you. See you soon. Returning to what we can expect in the not-so-distant future. In a couple of years, we'll see the onslaught of inflation, high unemployment, less productivity, as more and more people become dependent on the government for subsistence, all of which is the natural course of socialist economies. The dollar will no longer be the world's reserve currency, and America will no longer be the bastion of freedom that it once was. America will be overtaken by China as the largest economy in the world, and because we have become so complacent, we will find ourselves in the middle of great turmoil and upheaval with lots of civil strife that will make 2020 look like a walk in the park. I could go on and on. There's no real recovery from this. The national elections from here on will be decided by New York City, Chicago, and California. The constitutional republic we created will be dead. Mob rule and appeasement will run rampant. The candidate who offers the most from the Treasury will get the most votes, but the votes cast won't matter, just the ones received and counted. That precedent has been set. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now lost the republic our forefathers bequeathed to us. The republic we fought and bled for these last 253 years. Some of you are wondering how this came to pass. The answers are indeed quite simple. We did it to ourselves. We turned from God. We erased God from our halls of justice and the town square. We turned from family. We turned from our country, our flag, our monuments to our leaders who paved the way. We denigrated all of these with revisionist history and the tearing down of monuments to our civilization and way of life. We replaced achievement and recognition by embracing participation trophies so that our children can all feel a sense of accomplishment, even when there was none. We embraced degeneracy culture, inviting pornography into our laptops and our living rooms. We became so infatuated with technology that we lost the human touch. We found it easier to send emails or Facebook or Twitter posts to a friend or co-worker 10 feet away from us rather than walking over to chat with them. We have, in essence, become too high-tech and too low touch. It sort of begs the question, what does it matter if we win the entire world if we lose our immortal souls? We celebrated and looked to fools as our heroes, comedians whose idea of a joke is holding up a bloody head of our president. That's not funny. It's obscene. It's sad. We worshipped ourselves selfishly and took for granted what brave men and women fought and died to give us. Their sacrifices are no longer valued, replaced instead with scorn, because they may have committed transgressions measured by today's standards, not theirs. We disregarded history and all it teaches. On our watch, America just died, more than a little. It's more likely she'll never be the same again. Not until the 74 million plus Americans who voted for President Trump stand up and shout, "We will no longer tolerate this and we want our country back," and finally do something about it. For starters, get off Twitter and Facebook and refuse to be a part of their efforts to disrespect the First Amendment. I am, and I won't miss it at all. If companies want to insult all the people who supported President Trump by denying them jobs, fight back. Don't buy their products. Shun them. Until we take those steps, they will continue to wield their power. But the ultimate power is in your hands, the power of the consumer. We did this to ourselves. We made our bed, and now we have to sleep in it until we get up off our butts and remake it. Some of you have no idea what you've done. You know now. It's time to do something about it. We do matter. So it's time to remember who we are and whose we are. That's my take on it. What's yours? Let me know by emailing me at librarian@patsanswers.com. This has been Liberty Lines. Tune in again next time, won't you?